Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Pop Anime Comics here from PopAnimeComics.com and the Pop Anime Comics Lounge podcast, where I interview voice actors, comic writers, artists, cosplayers, and professional wrestlers. New episodes come out every Sunday, and yes, this is Pop Funko Price Guide. I got a really cool Pop Funko to talk about, and that is I'm gonna show it. Great Ape Vegeta from New York Comic Con, shared with Hot Topic. Came out 2018 in association with the full convention exclusive run. Really interesting Pop Funko. So a little back history here. So obviously this is Dragon Ball Z. This is from the Saiyan Arc saga. This is sort of the second part with Vegeta. He's losing, kind of throws up a ball of light, transforms into a giant ape, and goes on a rampage saying, "Well, I have to go destroy the Earth, so I'm just gonna become an ape, and then I'll pretty much calm down after a while." And Yajirobe winds up cutting off his tail, forcing him to retreat. So that's kind of the entire thing with this one. It's cool though. It's obviously the armor stretched. It's Vegeta in ape form. It's the first one of the Dragon Ball Z series where people are in ape form. It's a 6-incher. It is an exclusive from New York Comic Con. So there are two versions of this one. There's the one at the convention, and then there's the shared exclusive. And this is the shared exclusive that you got to pick up at Hot Topic. And before I get into price, I do want to talk and explain why this one is priced up and how the price is affected. Because this has been out for 9, 10 months at best now. And one of the things that happened is that Dragon Ball Z Pop Funkos tend to sell really quickly. People tend to want it. People tend to want to capitalize on it. And this one actually sold out online, and people were pissed when it sold out online because everybody waited, and then people bought 5, 10, 15 of them. And so what happened with this one initially during New York Comic Con, it was going for 60, 70 bucks on eBay. And that's because there's this concept called fear of missing out. And fear of missing out means that if you don't buy it, you're going to miss it. And so a bunch of people bought this one for $70, 60 bucks. And they're like, well, yeah, I'm not going to wake up at 8 in the morning and wait, and I can't do that, so I'll just pay the $70 for it and have it. And a bunch of people made money on it because it's a $25 pop. And what's happened now is, and you're going to see why in a minute, that the price has dropped significantly. And there's still money to be made, but it's actually started to settle into a price. And that price is actually slowly climbing up again, but again, it's very slow. And so when I drop the price, there's a reason why I talk about this, because this isn't a $70 pop. Not by any stretch of the imagination. There's a video where I talk about my Brook from One Piece, and that's a $70, $80 pop for a bunch of reasons, and that thing is staying steady at that price range. So, with fear of missing out, Dragon Ball Z, exclusivity, that's kind of why it went that way and it went to that price. But now to talk about the price, which is going to make all of this make sense, is this is averaged at 40 bucks. So it's a $40 estimated value. I've seen the high for this go up to 48 in the last 2-3 weeks. I've seen the low go to 31, even 32 on a good day. So obviously the low is 7-8 bucks over what its price was paid for. And then the high is $8 over its estimated value. And so, given that range, and we got a $17 range on this, which is good and it's bad. Because obviously that means that it could go higher, it could go lower than its estimated value. I just personally, to get more data points here, I just sold one for $42 with free shipping. And just to give the rundown of eBay, because it's going to kind of show that it's not all that profitable these, given how expensive they are. So eBay takes 13%. So 13% of 40 is 4, and then it's another 120. So I'm paying eBay about $6. Then shipping these things is going to run me $8, $9. So I'm at 15. Then it cost me 25. So I'm making $2 at best on it. I'm 42 bucks. not that great of a profit. And so that's kind of where it's standing on eBay. Is it's standing in that $40 to $45 range is what they're selling for. And so that's kind of the thing about this, is that, do I think it's worth $40? I think the estimated value is more like 50, to be honest. I think that's what that's what it should be estimated at. I don't I don't agree with its estimated value of 40, but I do trust Pop Funko Price Guide. That website is accurate in a lot of ways. So they put it at 40. So I sold mine for $2 more, but I included free shipping. And that's what everybody's doing with these, is that it's free shipping. And so that's what's happening. And that's what's complicated about this. And so when you buy a $25 Pop Funko, it's more expensive, and as a result, when you only sell for 42, there's not a lot of money to be made. Now, I view this differently. I view this as a store of value. This, to me, its value is stored. So when I sell this, I take it and I don't pay myself back, and I pay the fees, and then whatever's left over, I move either into a different Pop Funko, or I move into a different asset, or I move it into a stock. And so if you do that, and you're only making $2, you're getting your money back, on top of the fact that you're moving things around. And that if you increase $2 but you sell 300 pops, that's $600. So I make money up with stuff like this, and with my Porgas, I make it up in numbers. I don't make it up in per pop. Versus a Brook, which is in another video, if I had 3 of those and I'm selling them for 70 a piece, I'm making my money not in volume. To some degree, I'm making my money in volume as well, but I'm making more of my money in the value of a single item, or 2 or 3 single items. If I had 100 of these and I was selling them and making a $2 profit, obviously that's a $200 profit. And so that's kind of the difference here. And this really is to provide insight, where it's a cool Pop Funko. Don't get me wrong. I think it's awesome. I think it's worth the money. I think it's worth 42 bucks for it with free shipping. It's a no-brainer. Because in a year from now, this is estimated value is going to be like 44, 45 bucks. And then in 2 years, because Dragon Ball Z isn't going anywhere. It's going anywhere. It's not going anywhere. In fact, it's staying put, and it's expanding its ground. I mean, you got Dragon Ball Super. It happens all the time. You see it at conventions. You see new things with it. You see new statues. You see new Pop Funkos with it every single year. Multiple times a year, you see new Pop Funkos with it. So that's kind of the thing, is that you see that. And so it's not going anywhere, and people want these things in their collection. And so you buy it now, and then let's say in 2 years you're sick of it, there's always going to be a market for it. And there's always going to be at least what you paid for it in the market. So the least you'll be down is 13% ever with this. So if you bought this for 40, the least you're going to lose on it is going to be more like, you're going to lose like $5 on it at the most. And while losing money is not fun, that's chances are you're not even going to lose money on it, because it's going up in value. So you'll probably break even, and you'll make $3-4 on it when you want to resell it in 2 years, if you bought it for like 40 or 42 or even 45. Because easily in 2 years from now, you're going to be able to sell this thing for 50. Easy. I mean, not easy, but realistically, I correct myself, realistically. So that's kind of the thing about Grade Ape Vegeta. And so I can only tell you what somebody bought it for me for. That's 42 bucks. So, if you get it for 42 bucks, I mean, that's right in the neighborhood. And that's something to keep in mind. And I can give you all the stats, which I did. And so if you're looking to buy one, this is the time to do it. This is the place to do it. This is how to do it. And it's pretty cool. It's a fun Pop Funko to have. It's a nice one. If I had the space in my apartment, I would happily keep it. But I don't. And that's just it. Is that it's time to go somewhere else for somebody who has the space for it. Anyway, I'm going to leave you on that note. But before I go, I just want to run through my social, best way how to support me. Subscribe to YouTube. my channel in particular. So that'd be fantastic. So then I click notifications because YouTube's wonky as of lately. Also, check out my social media accounts, my other ones. So obviously the website is really cool. It's popanimecomics.com. And on my website, you can read about anime, comics, and pop culture. All the articles are, I think there's like 300 of them now. And on top, there's all these social media links. So Facebook page is on the top. You could access it there. You could also access my Twitter. So I'm very active on Facebook. I'm very active on Twitter, talking about anime, comics, pop culture, wrestling. Also, you can access the podcast directly to SoundCloud, or if you're not at the SoundCloud and you're on the go and you're just chilling out, scroll through YouTube videos on your mobile, I got you covered on iTunes. So that's Pop Anime Comics Lounge on iTunes. You can listen to it on SoundCloud. You can listen to it on the website while you're reading some of my articles. Very cool feature. As well as you can also access my Instagram. That is Pop Anime Comics on Instagram. And before I get too far, on Twitter I am at Pop Anime Comics, and Facebook is Pop Anime Comics. But on Instagram you can access it from the website, or you can access it from your mobile, and you can follow me there. And on my Instagram I post pictures about comics, and I post pictures about Pop Funkos, and some other cool pictures about wrestling, some other fun stuff that's going on. And you could be in the know before I'm on YouTube talking about Pop Funkos. So a lot of cool stuff, because I will eventually talk about the majority of the things on my Instagram, either on a Facebook live chat or on these videos. So definitely check that out. As well as you notice, I don't have any ads, I don't have any affiliations. I'm very much independent, and the way I support this channel, as well as the podcast, as well as the website, as well as going to anime cons, is I have a pro wrestling t-shirt shop. And in my pro wrestling t-shirt shop, that's Pop Anime Comics, it is the best way how to support, because all the money that is made from that goes directly into supporting this business and allows me to make these videos and to run editing for the podcast and to hire writers and to hire web designers, because as of right now the majority of that is being funded by me, and I'm putting my money from my job into this and continuing to do it to bring you really good content. So if you would like to support, and because the more you support, the more this grows and the more content you get. And obviously if we had $5,000, we'd be bringing on more writers, we would have a lot more articles coming out, we might even build out a second podcast, or I might build out a second podcast in association, or you might get more episodes, or you might get more videos, or you might get other things that would benefit you. You might get more studies, in which that if enough money was discussed, I might even fund a study on Pop Funkos, or I might even write more articles, or I might even write guides, to this type of stuff with research and other people, and obviously more economists and things like that. And so if you see this video and you're like, hey, as I want to support and I want to check it out, there's a lot of ways how to do it. T-shirt, follow me on social media, share the video, share some of my other articles that you think are valuable, and anything in between those, because that is the best way, because sharing is just as important as buying a t-shirt from me. I would like you to do both, but if you don't do one, either one you feel comfortable doing is great, but sharing really helps to get this out and get people really engaged, and also telling people, because I'm going to give everybody a piece of advice, is that so when somebody's trying to sell you something, you're hesitant, but if your friend says, hey, check this out, check this show out, you jump into it a lot more. So if you say, hey, this guy is a good podcaster, or he's a good person on YouTube, or he's being honest about price, there you go. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.